You two, I first of all have to say I love you both individually, but to see you both sitting together and get to talk to you today about this film is just wildly awesome.
Well,
Thank
it's a
you.
thrill for Mary Stewart as
It
well.
is.
Yeah.
It is. I was going to say thank you, but he always takes my lines.
So your characters both support Mike Flynn in this movie in like wildly different ways.
Yes.
What did you learn about yourselves from your characters when it came to supporting someone who's reinventing themselves?
Mm. Well, I really enjoyed being, it's funny, on set, the guys in the team were calling me coach,
Mhm.
like in the trailers. And it kind of it helped me, sort of get into the role in a way. Like I felt like I don't know, they treated me like an elder statesman or something, which I'm not used to at all. And I really kind of enjoyed experiencing that kind of um, that team coach dynamic, which I don't get in my life at all. There's no deference to me anywhere. So
Oh.
no, it was very interesting. It was really interesting. I don't know if that answers your question, but it's something. It's an answer.
Um, I suppose for me, it's more about what's similar than what's different in that I have people ask me, why did you stop acting? I didn't stop acting. I started a family, have 4 kids in 3.5 years. And so I understand, women can do everything, just not necessarily all at once, right? So you can have it all, but not all at once.
I
So
want it all.
I don't want it all. I have
Yeah.
enough, too much.
Yeah.
But my point is that I think I have that in common with Eileen, right? She had kids, then grandkids and very dedicated to her family. And so am I. So I was like, well, let's start right there. I get that. And wanting to support people you love unconditionally on whatever their path is. I have that with my family. So and yet it it's a completely different story, right? So I think her particular challenge is how far is she going to support him, when it comes down to him risking his life ultimately.
Mhm.
And, you know, I have the belief that people should have bodily autonomy, right? And I think she believed that, it would have to come down to, uh, you know, keeping in mind the risk he was taking and only go as far as he knew that he could go and not not let his ego get carried away with him.
Mhm.
And so I think there's things about the real people that Eileen and Mike that have great faith is a huge centerpiece of their lives. And I think that all of that came into play in terms of how the decisions she made to support him, but also to speak honestly with him when it came down to things like pride, ego, versus second chances and going for it and finishing what you started, which
And
he
feeling invincible, right? Like,
yeah,
because you were very much the voice of reason. Like,
right.
no, you can't
No,
promise me you're not gonna get
actually,
hurt.
yeah, let's have an honest,
Yeah.
let's talk honestly about what's real,
Yeah.
and then make a decision from there rather than,
Yeah.
you know, the fiction we tell ourselves about ourselves sometimes.
Hmm.
I love that about her.
Yeah.
So, what was the moment in the script for both of you that made you go, I have to do this movie?
I mean, I don't even know if there was one moment. It's one of those movies that, I mean, just sports movies in
Yeah.
general. There's
Love
sort
them.
of like the drama is almost built in. It's literally there's a clock keeping time during a lot of it, and um, I just you just I can't think of a sports movie I haven't enjoyed. So initially it was that kind of hooked me into it.
And the coach has the big dramatic decision to make, let's say. So
Hmm.
it's a great role. And to answer your question, I don't know that I liked the script in general and I liked the genre so much that I was like, okay, I'm leaning in. Then I talked to Rod Lurie, who I admire greatly, the director, and who co-wrote the script. And then on top of that was Mike Chiklis. So I was like, okay, I'm coming. We'll figure this out. I was like, but is she just like stand by your man, or is she gonna, stand up to him a little bit and push back a little bit? And so we had conversations about that, and because that was important to me. But I also was like, but what really happened? I want to represent what really happened. I don't want to be sort of more oppositional than she really was. So I had a great time with all these people,
Hmm.
and in the process of making it. And it's just I just like to know who sandbox I'm in more than anything. And when I'm in there, I'll play any part, you know.
So would you say there was like a moment when you were filming that reminded you, like, this is why I fell in love with acting?
Hmm.
Absolutely. Both scenes I think I have with Chickless in the office, the
Hmm.
first time I meet him, and it's sort of like they act like bookends for me. Sort of the evolution of where this coach goes, struggling with this situation. And I especially love uh how, yeah, just how much disbelief uh the first scene with him is all about the disbelief of what's happening, and then it's like a commitment, a lot like your character, the don't get hurt. This is what we're all thinking. You're the only one that's not thinking it.
Mhm.
um and there's this, you can't help but feel protective of this character. So
Yeah. Um, for me, I mean, sometimes it's more about the collaboration behind the scenes than on the set, talking through the script and asking questions and refining things. Like that's where I get really excited because I don't see it just as acting. It's sort of filmmaking. We're all on a team. To me, that's why I love sports movies because I love the team
yeah.
approach to making art that you get on film. But I would say there are a couple scenes, like really little moments that nobody would notice, like little improv moments between us. Like he gets in the car after an MRI and it's not going well, and we're not talking, and I put his seatbelt on him, and it's just this moment. And there's another one where another thing where I keep my sunglasses on and I won't look him in the eye. And Rod let me do that. And they're improvised little moments that are just behavioral between people that are just like married a long time. That was fun. That
You had a great moment in the truck where you're mad and you're leaving, and he
Yeah.
might actually be leaving,
Yeah.
and you're fumbling with the keys. And I
Yes.
don't know if it was
Yeah.
planned or
Yeah.
not, but
Yeah.
like you couldn't get the
Couldn't get
damn key in the thing. And it's so real, and just a tiny, tiny little thing.
Yeah.
But I just love that moment.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Those
it was fun.
those are the moments that make it fun.
Yeah,
And so
for real.
when they end up in the movie, like a lot of the times, so they're like, "Oh, she couldn't figure
Oh,
out
it took
how to
too
date
much
with her."
time. Get rid of that. Yeah.
Oh, God. So thank you. But that's a good director.
I was going to mention that scene also, by the way.
Oh, oh, thank you.
You two are fabulous. I loved
Thank
hanging out with
you.
you today. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
taking
Thank you.
Thank you.